Good evening, everyone, and today we're talking about suffering and solitude. As we see in Isaiah chapter 59, verses 2, we are told that sin disconnects us from God. It said, "The very errors of you people have become the things causing division between you and your God, and your own sins have caused the concealing of his face from you to keep from hearing." So when Jesus was on the cross and he was dying, the weight of all the sins that he was carrying from the whole world, yours and mine's included, was disconnecting him from God. So he was completely alone. So how does this affect us? So we have suffered in solitude. During this past year, we would have felt even more lonelier and we would have felt so many negative emotions. And Jesus understands that, because when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he asked his disciples to stay awake 3 times and they were tired and they fell asleep. But Jesus cried, he prayed, and he poured out all his emotions, what he was feeling. And even when he felt far away from God, he still said what he felt. And no one understood that. When he was on the cross, he died and he was facing pain mentally and physically. So God really understands how you feel. And there are people who don't know that yet. When people are suffering right now in solitude, they won't know that you can talk to God. Because Jesus died, we can talk to God. And people don't understand that. So we need to tell people, and we need to explain to them that they can have a relationship with our Father through Jesus Christ. When Jesus, before he died, he knew that he would suffer in solitude. He still called for God. He said that you will all leave me alone, yet I am not alone, for my Father is with me. He believed in God. Other people we see in the Bible that called on God even when they felt alone were Joseph, Job, and David. Joseph, he was betrayed by those who seemed to be closer to him, his brothers, the people he met along the way. And he didn't stay mad at God. Nothing changed his relationship with God. He still respected God. He still praised God. And Job, he suffered in poor health, something that we've all seen in this past year. And he lost his children, his livestock, everything. And his wife, his friends, they questioned his faith in God. Why asked him why he still believed in God when he was suffering. But these people, their faith stayed so strong in God. At the end of the day, they believed in God, and God gave them more than they had before. So what does God have to say about our suffering and solitude? In Isaiah chapter 54, verses 7, it says, "For a brief moment I abandoned you, but with deep compassion I will bring you back." And in Psalms 22, verses 24, it says, "For he has not despised or scorned the suffering of the afflicted one, and he hasn't hidden his face from him, but listened to his cry for help." So when we're in so much trouble, we can't really see a way out. Even for us, it's hard. And we're so consumed by our thoughts, our negative emotions. And we don't, because we're humans, we make so many mistakes. But God already knows that. God lets us, he forgives us. We have that chance to redeem ourselves. And God accepts us for who we are. He doesn't reject us. He doesn't see our flaws. He sees who we can be. And in Psalms 50, verses 15, it says, "And call me in a day of trouble. I will deliver you and you will honor me." So God has told us himself, call him. Whenever you're suffering, God is always going to be there. Everything in this world, the things that you find comfort in, it's going to go one day, and God won't. He will always be there for you. God is always going to guide you. So whenever you're suffering, just remember, Jesus died on that cross so that you can talk with God, so that you won't ever be cut off from God. Thank you, and may God bless you.